Welcome to this ISO IEC 17025 awareness session, presented by Lula Laboratories. Today we are focusing on Clause 4.2, Confidentiality. Before we begin, please note, this session is provided as an awareness and guidance resource only. It is not accreditation. It is not affiliated with any accreditation body. The insights shared here are based on practical laboratory leadership and assessor-level interpretation of ISO IEC 17025. Each laboratory remains responsible for implementing the standard appropriately within its own scope and operational context. Please note that all digital content, videos, templates, downloadable materials, and supporting tools remain the intellectual property of Lula Laboratory. Access grants a limited, non-exclusive, non-transferable license for internal laboratory use only. You may not share, distribute, reproduce, resell, modify for commercial purposes, or present this content as your own. For enterprise or multi-user licensing, please contact us using the details displayed on the screen. With that clarified, let us begin. Why Clause 4.2 matters? Clause 4.2 is often underestimated. Many laboratories assume confidentiality is obvious. They assume it is common sense. They assume a signed NDA is enough. But from an assessor's perspective, Clause 4.2 is a trust clause. Every day, laboratories are entrusted with sensitive information. This includes client identities, commercial formulations, production data, environmental compliance results, legal evidence, proprietary testing methods. If confidentiality is compromised, the consequences are serious. Legal liability, financial claims, reputational damage, loss of client trust, loss of accreditation. Clause 4.2 ensures that laboratories do not only produce technically valid results, but that they handle information responsibly, ethically, and professionally. The scope of Clause 4.2. Clause 4.2 applies to all information obtained or created during laboratory activities. If the laboratory receives it, generates it, stores it, transmits it, then confidentiality applies. It covers client identity, test and calibration results, sampling locations, contracts and quotations, commercial agreements, any information not publicly available. This requirement is not limited to management. It applies to analysts, technicians, samplers, quality personnel, technical signatories, administrative staff, interns, contractors, IT providers, subcontracted laboratories. Confidentiality is operational, not theoretical. The laboratory must be legally responsible for managing information obtained or created during laboratory activities. Confidentiality is not optional. All information about a client must be treated as confidential unless it is publicly available. Information may only be released with client consent or when required by law or contractual obligation. If disclosure is legally required, the client must be informed, unless prohibited by law. Information obtained from third parties, regulators, complainants, whistleblowers, must remain confidential between the laboratory and the source. All personnel and external providers must formally commit to confidentiality. This must be demonstrable. Assessors are not looking for policies alone. They are evaluating. Does the laboratory understand confidentiality risks? Are access controls implemented? Are staff trained? Is access restricted appropriately? Are breaches investigated? Is there monitoring? Most findings arise because implementation cannot be demonstrated. Clause 4.2 is about behavior, culture, and system control. Common risks seen in audits. No signed confidentiality agreements. Unrestricted access to shared drives. Reports left on printers. Discussing client results publicly. Sending reports to incorrect email addresses. Posting client information on social media. No documented process for legally required disclosure. Confidentiality failures are rarely dramatic. They are usually small, everyday lapses, and assessors see them. From our perspective, expected evidence includes, but not limited to, signed NDAs, code of conduct, information protection policy, access control logs, training records, visitor registers, breach handling procedure. For laboratories that require practical support in strengthening their management systems, we have made available ISO IEC 17025 aligned templates and tools on our website. These are ready-to-use documents developed from practical laboratory experience and have withstood multiple accreditation assessments. Available resources include method validation templates, manual calculation version, and Excel-programmed validation templates with automated calculations and data flagging, risk registers, automated quality control chart templates, non-conforming work templates, root cause analysis templates, control of records templates, and other clause-aligned tools. If you require structured, assessor-informed documentation to support your implementation process, you may visit our website or contact us using the details displayed on the screen. These materials remain protected intellectual property and are licensed for internal laboratory use only. Now, returning to Clause 4.2, confidentiality is not only about paperwork. It is about protecting credibility. It is about protecting client trust. And ultimately, it is about protecting the integrity of your laboratory. In the next session, we will move from awareness to application. We will unpack how to audit Clause 4.2, the most common nonconformances raised under this clause, and how to investigate and close findings effectively. Because receiving a nonconformance is not the problem. Failing to investigate it properly, that is the real risk. Clause 4.2 teaches us how to protect information. Next, we learn how to protect ourselves when things go wrong. Join us as we move from awareness to application.